Now to the third man arrested here in New York. CBS News chief investigative correspondent Armen Keteyian is in Brooklyn. Good morning.
Good morning, Harry. Later this morning, the third man charged in this ever-expanding terror investigation is set to appear here in federal court in Brooklyn. A religious leader, it turns out, with long-standing ties to the FBI and the New York Police Department.
37-year-old Ahmad Ways Afzali, a local imam, was arrested in this New York City apartment on Saturday and charged with making false statements to federal agents.
He is a funeral director in Queens. He's born in Afghanistan.
And for years, a source of information for the FBI and police. Now charged with lying to authorities about court-authorized wiretap conversations on September 10th and 11th, one in which Afzali allegedly tipped off Zazi and his father about the FBI's interest in Zazi and several other men. A charge Afzali's lawyer called groundless.
They don't have any evidence of terrorism against anyone. And as a result, they're lashing out. And they're lashing out against one person, Imam Afzali, who had consistently helped them.
Afzali, who has a wife and 3 kids, is said to have a taste for the finer things in life, especially luxury automobiles. Always in white. Harry.
Armen Keteyian in Brooklyn for us this morning. Thank you. With us now from Washington is CBS News Justice and Homeland Security correspondent Bob Orr. Bob, let's talk about this a little bit. This guy goes to Pakistan around the area of Peshawar, which is like the Dodge City of the Wild West in that part of the world. He goes there twice in the year. How can he not believe that somehow tips people in America off to what he's up to?
Well, Harry, it did tip U.S. authorities off. They became very concerned about his travel patterns and, more importantly, who he was meeting with. They now know that when he went to Pakistan, he visited the tribal area where al-Qaeda has a core training ground. He went to training camps. He asked about how to make bombs, and then, more than that, downloaded the information, sent it to himself. And when he came back to this country, the FBI had the guy under surveillance, but they really freaked out when he headed for New York on the 9/11 weekend. And that's what tipped all of the raids last weekend. That's what began this now broadening terror investigation.
What is the possibility that he is part of a larger cell or a larger conspiracy?
Oh, it's a big possibility. In fact, just about every official I talk to say this appears to be the most significant international and domestic linked terror investigation since 2001. They have no doubts that Zazi is a real player. They call him the real deal. He has that international nexus that so many of the domestic wannabes do not have. And he seems to have serious intent. What's missing here, though, is the larger framework of whatever the plot was going to be. We know he wanted to carry out, according to U.S. sources, some kind of bombing campaign, whether it was small backpack bombs or a large truck bomb, that's still in question. But they don't really have all of the meat on the bone. So for now, he's in custody. Officials think they have stopped whatever he was up to, but they sure would like to know a whole lot more, and they're looking for other people.
Bob, I want to emphasize this now because you just said it. This is the most significant arrest of this kind since 2001. We saw those guys down in Miami. Some of these guys are wannabes, they're pretenders, they're thinkers, they're not doers. The authorities really feel like this guy was the real thing.
I'm told that this is a completely different league. This is a person living legally in the U.S. who has known ties to international bad guys. He traveled back and forth, brought the ideology and ideas back to this country, and according to officials, seemed to be intent on carrying out some kind of attack. Yes, they say that this is the real thing, and over time, more people will be arrested and the details will become clear.
All right. Bob Orr with us in Washington this morning. Thanks so much.